Okay, in this video I want to add points of interest, and so I've downloaded from the national map. I still have it. Return to search. There is a geographic name information system, and that's going to be under the names. And so this GNIS data, it basically has just a lot of points for a variety of categories. So I've already downloaded that from the national map the same way I downloaded the roads and all the other interesting layers that I could get out of this uh, the national map out of that website. So the problem here is the points come in as a text file. So if I've already unzipped these, I haven't done that yet. So yes, I have. The New Mexico features zipped is it. So if I double click that, I open it up, and I can see that it just has it has a huge list of data. Every row in this, basically, every feature ID here, it's hard to read because they're just separated by these pipes, which is the shift backspace key right under the backslash key under the backspace key. So this is not readable from ArcGIS in its native format. So I'm going to use Excel to import this text file. Go to data and text from, or get data from text, or a CSV, which would stand for comma separated values. These are not comma separated values, but rather pipe separated values in any case. Excel can read the delimiter. It's pretty good at deciding what the delimiter is, and there it goes. It recognizes the many pipes that are in that file, and gives me a preview of the data, and it looks like it's just all good, so I'm going to go ahead and load it. Yep. So really in here, this is nice because I could take out, I could filter any of these column headers. Excel allows me to filter based on like feature class. So perhaps I can just remove the features that I'm not interested in importing. In this case, I'm not ready to make that decision, so I'm just going to go ahead and import all of them. So I just need to save this as an Excel file, and also just to make sure that all the field headers, which the GNIS is very good at keeping all the field names, the column names, to not have any weird characters in them. So underscores are okay, but asterisks and spaces and things like that are not. So looks like it's okay. So I'm going to save it in my chapter 3 folder, and I'll just call this MPOIs, right? Okay, now in this form, there it is. ArcGIS should be able to import these. There's a couple ways that this can happen. Maybe the easiest way is to import it into my geodatabase. So I have this empty geodatabase here for this particular video and series, and I'm going to import a table into my geodatabase. So the input rows are going to be that table I just made. So I have to go find it. And let's go, not that text file, but the Excel file. And this may need to be refreshed. There we go. And so inside this field, or this folder, okay, I'm making a video right now, so I'm going to have to click this part out. But, okay. I'll be done in just a minute, and then we'll do it, okay? Okay, inside the Excel sheet, I have three other sheets. Sheet 1 was the default sheet. Sheet 2 was um, the sheet that was created, and this was the just an external link. So I believe sheet 2 is what I want. So I'm going to click OK, and we'll see if that actually worked. And I want to name that NMPOIs or something like that. It's okay to name it the same name. How come that took that out? Okay. Alrighty, so I'm importing sheet 2 into my geodatabase and I'm naming it that. I don't have any other settings, so I'll go ahead and run that. Hopefully that won't take too long, although there are a lot of points there that should not take very long. So let's look in my, so here it is. Let's, well, to take a look at it, I could maybe look at its properties and see what, yeah, I don't have any great way to do that, but probably an easy way is just add it to the map. Now it's not going to show up or anything, but oh, it already added it to my map, so just undo that. Let's open the table and dock it up here. And so, yeah, it looks like all the data came in nicely. So how do I show this? Well, it has a lot of fields and things like the name of the data, of each feature, but it also has a map name, which I would use for labeling. It also has some latitude longitude information, and so I really want to use the primary latitude in decimal form and the primary longitude in decimal form, and those are probably the most populated fields out of the 57,000 fields or records that I have. So I'm going to use the primary latitude and primary longitude in decimal form as my um, as the location, how to place those points. So this is how to do that. I'm just going to right click and export and table to point feature class. There's some other options there which are interesting, but we'll just use point. And the X field is what I want to specify as, well, longitude is X, right? That's the left-right direction in ArcGIS, and in most places, even in your math class, X is left and right, so that's east-west. And the Y is north-south, which is your latitude. So longitude, latitude, that's easy to get backwards. I think there's also an elevation field, and these, if I'm using latitude and longitude, I can assume I'm using probably a UTM or just a WGS84. But in my case, this coordinate system is in meters, so I'm going to leave the elevation in meters. That might be nice. And I can put the output coordinate system as my current map. So now I'm projecting those points to the coordinate system that I'm working in. So I'll let that run. That may take a few minutes, but then I'll have my points ready for doing the similar things as far as using symbology to show the points in a different symbol to make the map look appealing.